The Church of Rock.
Let's bring him on the line from Peoria, Illinois, our legendary rocker in his own right. It's Mr. Matt Shane. Hey, dude.
Hey.
There he is. So you were just telling Sister and Tracy and I that you were sitting around and writing a book about the history of art. I'm just kidding.
It's been hard. I mean, I've gone through at least, I think, 7 pens, working on pen number 8.
That's funny, dude. What are you doing, man? Where are you?
I'm sitting in a room looking at a bunch of books and a bass drum.
Nice.
And a TV set.
That's cool. So you are still residing in Central Illinois, and you're still doing it after all these years, bro. And, of course, with the pandemic, no one's really out and about too much. But have you been writing more since this has been going on? Because I know it's mentally challenging. Have you been writing more music because of this?
I've been writing, so I always just kind of catch it when it comes through, and whether it's guitar or writing words down. And sometimes I put them on paper, and then sometimes I just put them on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's been, like, I've been treating Facebook lately as a sketchbook. I just do live videos on there, and sometimes they're concerts, but more often than not, it's just like kind of like, I don't want to forget this.
Yeah, it's a cool medium, you know.
It's totally, it's weird. It's new. I mean, so with the pandemic, you know, like, and you said, you know, legendary, so we could talk about that another time, but that's super nice of you to say, and I appreciate being on here and everything, so thank you.
Of course, dude. And, you know, one of your old friends from back in Central Illinois, who is now, and has been for a while, Los Angeles transplant, Bill Meisner, is not only listening, but he says to tell you hi, and he always admired you as a singer and guitar player.
Well, ditto, Bill, right back to you, man. So the pandemic, I don't know, writing, I've been just trying to write nice, soft stuff that chills me out. And words, man, I mean, I guess, like, some of us been writing about this kind of stuff for a long time, kind of like I feel like that about myself, right. Touching on it, because this is not like, a surprise. It shouldn't be. It's not a surprise. And I don't know, like, now that we're in it, like, I'm not even, I don't know, like I said, I've been trying to concentrate on writing peaceful stuff for a while.
Well, dude, you know what?
Reconcentrate now, against the virus.
Yeah. And you know what? You're not just writing that stuff for yourself, because the world is in need of that kind of thing right now. You know, you see it, it's everywhere. The division.
Everybody, you know, I hear that, and I know what you're talking about, and I'm not gonna I work in, like, you know, I live in Central Illinois, and we're as one side, two side as it comes, but, like, day to day, like, everybody's so nice to each other. Like, we're polite at the grocery store, and we're all, like, getting through this crazy stuff. And for the most part, most of us, I think, and there's people that are freaking out too. Like, obviously, maybe, you know, there's a lot of people freaking out. I'm gonna lower my voice.
Yeah, it's hard.
But yeah, I mean, it's okay to an extent, but there's a lot of people that are not freaking out, that are moving us all, like, we're all working towards a better future.
Yeah, and I think that music, you know, I think you probably agree that music is still, always has been, still is, continues to be the one thing that brings people together. And
100%.
You know, I'm so glad to see that guys like you and, you know, other musicians I've been watching online are still continuing to write and to be creative and take advantage of this time that they can't play out live to write new stuff. So, you know, kudos. I'm glad to hear that you're doing that.
Can I bring up another Central Illinois, that true Central Illinois legend in that respect?
Sure.
legends, the Mo's, Dave and Jenny. I don't know if you guys have seen their stuff. They're doing like
amazing.
They're doing like overdubs and video, and it's so cool.
Well, we were watching the other day. We're fans of them, and we were noticing that how much she sounds like Patsy Cline at times, and other people. Like we were like, wow, what an amazing vocalist Jenny is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and they met through. I mean, you know, there's music is pretty. It's out here. In case anybody didn't know this, like we're pretty serious about our music here in the middle of the country, because it's about all we got.
Yeah.
I tell people that all the time. I say, you know, having been all over the country for decades, the Midwest. One thing for sure is one of the most passionate places, and most rock and roll acts, even in the 70s and 80s, will tell you they loved the Midwest better than the coast because the fans were just so much more passionate, you know, and not as jaded, you know.
I spent 4 years living in Los Angeles, and it's a great, beautiful, wonderful town. But there were shows like we would see some garage bands, like there's a band called the Subsonics, and they're like, you know, you got to shake it when you're seeing them.
Yeah.
And like we're in LA, and it's like this cool club, and everybody's cool as hell, and they start jamming, and like nobody starts shaking, and we're just like me and some of the Peoria crowd that had moved out to Los Angeles, we just all like, well, we're going to start shaking, and it's going to get fun.
They're really jaded. I mean, I hate, and I say that in the nicest way possible, but yeah, LA.
Are they jaded, or are they just afraid?
They're jaded as heck.
Maybe both. It's just that they feel like, I think they've seen it all and they've heard it all. And
I've had people in LA telling me that I've seen it all, and I said, guess what? You never seen my band. And then afterward, she's like, you're right, man. You guys were pretty awesome.
I know you, dude. You're going to take that as a challenge, right?
Well, you know, it was a rude thing to say. And I was like, well, we'll just have to, only way to get even with that statement is to really rock, you know?
Yeah. Okay, here's how we bring it. Yeah.
But hey, dude, you did some really great records in your time. The DOLLFACE albums were really great. Thank you, by the way, for sending me copies of that stuff recently, because ours burned in the fires.
That was crazy. I'm so glad you guys are okay.
Oh, man, dude, the Corvette Summer is really hard to find, and I just today ordered a copy of that on CD after we talked earlier, so that was cool. And you sent me the album, so thank you. That was reissued, I believe, in 2014 or so.
Both DOLLFACE albums, Corvette Summer, that was done for a label called Crackpot out of Minneapolis, and DOLLFACE Lights the Pilot, our second record, which we did and put out on our own label called Warm Jet, both on CD. Both those were put out by a Peoria label called Bird Dialect on vinyl, which was awesome, of Bird Dialect, in 2014. For Valentine's Day.
That's really cool, because you guys have a song called Valentine's Day.
We do. That was a big hit in Peoria, and it's a middle finger song to Valentine's Day. I wrote it on Valentine's Day alone. And
you know what? I've been playing it for years on Valentine's Day show on the Church of Rock.
Well, I'm sure that you have the FCC. Are they aware? I use bad words on that song.
Well, you know, dude, just about every time I have anybody on, it happens, and it's just like, well, it's a matter of time, I guess. I don't know.
It's okay.
Hey, dude, what is your favorite DOLLFACE song by chance?
Right now, my favorite DOLLFACE song is a Jeff song called Hammerhead.
Nice. Very cool, man.
Yeah, I think I kind of consider it the last song DOLLFACE recorded in the 4-piece incarnation, and then we did another record, but it's a good tune. It's got an end that's got everybody takes a solo, so that's always cool. I love songs like that. I do too, bro. Do you think DOLLFACE will ever reunite again? I'm a never say never kind of person. Yeah, that's always nice to hear.
Smart.
Yeah. Right on.
Let's see. Do you have, if you think about your old band DOLLFACE, do you have a favorite gig that you guys played, or one or two memories that pop out that you could share? Of course, yeah. We toured Iowa a lot,
we paid for our van that we bought sight unseen, by playing a gig at a frat house in Iowa somewhere, and it was massive. It was almost like a parking deck. I think it was underground.
Awesome.
There were 1,000 kids there. We load in, we sound check, and they pretty much expect us to start playing. And they all were dressed exactly like it was scary. They were all in plaid, little, like, I don't know, Madras tops and khakis and boat shoes, and I'm like, this is like 1986. And so I don't know if you don't know DOLLFACE, it was the same. It was a Cheap Trick setup. So it's two nerds and two cool dudes. I was a nerd, and still a nerd. So anyway, we sound check. The kids at this place were making like $1,000, which is huge money, but it's paying for this van, so we're not even actually making money. The van eventually exploded. So we start playing, and they don't want us to stop. It was just a sound check kind of thing, and they crowd around us. So we played for a while, and we played the two covers that we did, which are all girl songs. So it's My Boyfriend's Back, but we're all dudes. So it's like, hey, and they were cool with that. Yeah, and then it wound up like one of those things where you're in the bathroom and you're going to get your ass kicked, and then your two cool friends come in and you don't. So that's rock and roll.
That's so cool, dude. Are you telling me you were doing a cover of the Angels, My Boyfriend's Back?
Yeah, that was a big... DOLLFACE did that almost every time we played. That was one of our favorite songs to play.
That's funny because that band actually performed on a Plasmatics album, too. That's awesome. They did backing vocals on the second Plasmatics record.
It's a good vocal song. All those girl groups, it's like you can belt that song out.
Yeah, as a kid, my mom turned me on to the Angels as a young kid, and that was one of my favorite bands in the 70s, even though they were from like the 50s, 60s, whatever era, 60s, but I just love the Angels. It's such a cool band.
I will check them out again. I'm still kind of getting through the Shangri-Las and how awesome they are. Oh, God. Don't even get me started on like Ronnie Spector and all that. We could just go on. Right.
Me and sister,
yeah.
Rabbit holes of great girl rock, man. Let's see. What about your favorite guitar players of all time? Do you have one?
Influences?
Your rock and roll influences, singers, guitarists,
lately I've been listening to, I heard Sister Tracy talking about the Marcus King.
Yeah. He's phenomenal,
I've been
right?
listening to Stevie Ray Vaughan a lot. And a guy named John Fahey, who's like a fingerstyle like acoustic guitar player. He's really cool.
I've heard of him, and definitely check out Marcus, because if you have been listening to Stevie, you'll definitely see the similarities. For sure. The kid is a phenomenal guitar player. So
what's going on now
what about right now? What do you, do you have any, I hate to say, when things go back to normal or whatever, because I don't know if they were normal before, but what do you, what's going on with you like right now? Do you have any plans for, I know it's kind of hard to plan, but do you have any plans for the future as far as musically and what you're working on kind of right now and what you're focused on?
I think kind of with everybody in Peoria, like I'm always doing whatever, like I'm pretty low key. Shit really anymore. I do the Facebook things and I let it creep around. Like I have friends that do make a living at music. I do not. Like I do music as it's just I can't stop. So I just keep doing it. But I have friends that are working musicians, and to see them navigate this whole thing has been cool, inspiring, and like Sister Tracy said, seeing them have like be challenged by something. I mean, it's always nobody wants this.
It's tough, bro. I know.
I've seen some people like Sheryl Crow. I've seen her perform, and she was awesome.
Yeah, you know, the mom and pop shops, and then like the musicians that work from home, and just so many things are being affected now. But I'm so grateful that people are continuing to put out music videos and, you know, live streaming concerts and doing, you know, writing and sending stuff out. So I hope you keep sending stuff out for everyone, bro, and certainly look up to you and love all the music you've done all the years. I wish we had a ton more time to talk.
Oh,
but
man, you're too kind.
Well, and I want to play some music from the DOLLFACE Light the Pilot album. I originally wanted to do Kick the Ball from Corvette Summer, realized that my copy has burned in the Alameda fires in September, but according to eBay, I'll have a copy in a week, and then I'll play some next week or whatever on the show. And tonight, from the Light the Pilot album, we're going to do a tune, which is track 3. What's the story behind that one, by the way, that we're going to do? Is I Break Down and Cry.
It's just one of those ones. I let... goes out to it's the story is like it's your it's so cheesy, but I think it's okay to tell it. My mom almost died, and I was like, obviously freaked out, and so it's kind of a song about like your relationship with your mom. So, and I hate to bust out like a rock and roll song like that it's about my mom.
But dude, who doesn't love their mother? You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate that. But anyway, it's like, if you listen to the words, it's like, yes, I will. Yes, I won't. Yes, I will. Yes, I won't, which is kind of weird to say. Yes, I won't do something.
That's so cool.
But
dude.
anyway, so then you break down and cry. And so it's okay. I guess that's a nice note. Thanks, Bloody.
That is super cool, really, honestly, because I'm always a mama's boy, too. And you know what I'm telling you? I'm interested and more intrigued in the song than I was before now.
Cool, dude.
Sister Tracy, you want to say bye to Matt?
I do want to say goodbye to Matt, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And again, as always, you know, we have lots more questions and would love to talk to you again in the future.
It's so good to hear you guys' voices, and thanks for having me on. And
you were on the show before, dude, right? You came in and played back when I was on in the air in Peoria. Like, was it 2009 or something? 2008?
Yeah. I don't remember the year. I do remember it was snowy and fun. I had a blast.
You know, my intention before those fires last September was to go through my box of those recordings, and my buddy was going to edit all the live performances for our YouTube channel, and I had so much awesome stuff, and not just with people from like your area, but like national acts, and they all burned, so that's the story. But anyway, I'm glad you came on a second time, Matt. Thanks a million for your time, and for rocking out, bro.
Hey, peace and love out to everybody. Thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks, you guys, for having me, and to your record shop, Diana's. I can't wait to come visit and help and buy some records at your spot.
Yeah, it's a heck of a store. And much love to all the people listening in Central Illinois, and especially all of our friends that we miss and our family. And thank you guys for tuning in and supporting Matt Shane.
Later,
brother. Thanks, man.